1. Alright, let's dive a little deeper into this 1974 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, shall we? First off, let's talk about the history of the Monte Carlo. This iconic model was first introduced in 1970 as a personal luxury coupe, designed to compete with the likes of the Ford Thunderbird and the Pontiac Grand Prix. The 74 model, like the one we've got here, was part of the second generation, which ran from 1973 to 1977. These cars were known for their sleek, stylish design and their spacious, comfortable interiors. Now, back to the car at hand. The seller mentions that this Monte Carlo is a real head-turner, and it's easy to see why. The custom paint job is a real standout feature, giving the car a unique look that sets it apart from your average classic ride. And those airbags? They're not just for show. They provide a smooth, comfortable ride that'll make you feel like you're gliding down the road. But let's be honest, no classic car is perfect, and this one is no exception. The seller is upfront about the fact that this Monte Carlo has some miles on it, and it's not in showroom condition. But that's the beauty of a car like this. It's got character, it's got history, and it's got a story to tell. Under the hood, that small block Chevy 400 engine is a real workhorse. With fuelie heads and a rebuilt TH3 150 transmission, this car has got some serious power. And with good brakes, a fresh ignition tune-up, a clean carb, and new filters, it's ready to hit the road whenever you are. Now, I know what you might be thinking, $12,800 is a lot of money for a car that's not in perfect condition. But let's put things in perspective. This is a rare opportunity to own a piece of American automotive history. The Monte Carlo is an icon of the 1970s, and finding one in this condition with these upgrades is no easy feat. Plus, with its clean title status, you can be confident that you're getting a car with a clear history. So if you're a fan of classic cars, or if you're just looking for a ride that's got some serious style and personality, this Monte Carlo is definitely worth considering. It may not be perfect, but it's got a ton of potential. And with a little TLC, it could be the car of your dreams. In the end, it all comes down to what you're looking for in a classic ride. If you want something that's perfect and showroom ready, this might not be the car for you. But if you're looking for a project car with a ton of character, a great backstory, and some serious potential, this Monte Carlo is definitely worth a closer look. So why not take a chance and see where this classic beauty can take you? 2. Feast your eyes on this gorgeous 1973 Mercury Cougar, a true classic that's sure to make your heart race. This beauty is currently up for grabs on Craigslist for just $5,000, and let me tell you, that's an absolute steal for a car of this caliber. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A car this old must be in rough shape, right? Well, think again. The seller has listed this Cougar's condition as good, and based on the description, it's easy to see why. This car has never been wrecked, and it still boasts its original paint job in a stunning shade of brown. That's right, folks. This is a true survivor, a car that's been lovingly cared for over the years. But the real magic happens when you pop the hood. This Cougar is a Q-code model, which means it's packing some serious heat. Under the hood, you'll find a rebuilt 1974 129 Thunderjet engine, a true powerhouse that's sure to get your adrenaline pumping. Paired with a C6 automatic transmission and dual exhaust, this car is ready to roar down the highway at a moment's notice. But the fun doesn't stop there. This Cougar is loaded with features that make it a true joy to drive. Power steering and power brakes make navigating a breeze, while air conditioning keeps you cool and comfortable even on the hottest summer days. And with power windows, a tilt steering wheel, bucket seats, and a center console, this car is as luxurious as it is powerful. Other neat features include the dual mirrors and antennas, which give this Cougar a sporty, aggressive look that's sure to turn heads wherever you go, and with just 100,000 miles on the odometer, this car has plenty of life left in it. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical about buying a classic car sight unseen, but the seller assures us that this Cougar runs and drives great, and with a clean title, you can be confident that you're getting a car with a clear history. So if you're in the market for a classic muscle car that's got style, power, and plenty of character, this Mercury is definitely worth a closer look. It may not be perfect, but it's a true gem that's sure to bring a smile to your face every time you get behind the wheel. And at just $5,000, this is an opportunity that's too good to pass up. So why not take a chance and see where this classic beauty can take you? Who knows? It might just be the start of a lifelong love affair with one of the most iconic cars of the 1970s. 3. We've got a real treat for you. A stunning 1979 Buick Riviera that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true classic, and it's in excellent condition both inside and out. First off, let's talk about that sleek black exterior. The paint job is pristine, and it really makes this coupe stand out from the crowd. And with only 51,100 original miles on the odometer, you know this car has been well cared for over the years. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 8-cylinder engine that purrs like a kitten. And with front-wheel drive, you'll have plenty of control and stability on the road. Plus, the automatic transmission makes driving this Riviera a breeze. Inside, the Riviera is just as impressive. The interior is in excellent shape, with comfortable seats and plenty of classic features like the stock AM/FM 8-track tape player. And with power seats and air conditioning, you'll be riding in style and comfort no matter where you go. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A classic car like this must come with a hefty price tag. But here's the thing. The seller is asking just $14,500 or best offer for this beauty. And with a clean title and all the original features intact, that's a steal for a car of this caliber. Of course, as with any used car, it's always a good idea to have a mechanic check it out before you buy. But based on the seller's description and the photos provided, this 1979 Buick Riviera looks like it's in fantastic shape. So if you're in the market for a classic coupe that's sure to turn heads and provide plenty of driving enjoyment, this Riviera might just be the car for you. Don't hesitate to reach out to the seller and schedule a test drive. This beauty won't be on the market for long. 4. Have I got a treat for you today? We're taking a closer look at a real gem that's up for sale on Craigslist, a 1972 Mercury Monterey Coupe. This beauty is a true survivor, and it's ready to find a new home with someone who appreciates classic American craftsmanship. First off, let's talk about the condition of this Monterey. According to the seller, it's in excellent shape, and it's been a local car its entire life. That means no worries about rust or corrosion, which can be a real concern with classic cars from the East Coast. The undercarriage is also in great condition, which is a testament to how well this car has been cared for over the years. Under the hood, you'll find a 400 V8 engine with a 2-barrel carb. The odometer shows just 24,341 miles, which is pretty incredible for a car that's over 50 years old. The engine has been well maintained too, with a recent rebuilt carburetor, new distributor, and new starter. A compression test also shows that all cylinders are running strong, with readings between 160 and 165 psi. The interior of this Monterey is also in great shape, with a few minor exceptions. The rear seat and headliner are in excellent condition, but the driver's side front bench seat does show some amateur repair work and could use a little TLC. But overall, the interior is a real time capsule, with original features like the AM radio, roll-up windows, and heater all still intact. Now let's talk about the driving experience. This Monterey is a real cruiser, with a smooth automatic transmission and power steering and brakes. It runs and drives well, with no leaks or issues to report. And with those classic lines and that bold yellow paint job, you're sure to turn heads wherever you go. Of course, a car like this is more than just a means of transportation, it's a piece of history. The Mercury Monterey was one of the largest coupes ever produced, and it's a real icon of the 1970s. This particular example is completely stock and original, which makes it a great candidate for classic car shows and events. So what's the catch? Well, the price has recently been reduced to just $6,800, which is a real bargain for a car of this caliber. The seller is looking for serious inquiries only, and the car is located in Edmonds, Washington. If you're in the market for a classic Mercury coupe, this is definitely one to check out. In conclusion, this Monterey is a real gem of a find. With its excellent condition, strong running engine, and original features, it's a true survivor that's ready for a new owner to enjoy. And at just $6,800, it's a bargain too. So, if you're looking for a cool classic car to add to your collection, don't hesitate to reach out to the seller and schedule a time to see this beauty in person. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. 5. We've got a real treat for you. A stunning 1975 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is in pristine condition and is sure to turn heads wherever it goes. First off, let's talk about the mileage. With just 60,118 original miles on the odometer, this Fleetwood is practically a baby in classic car terms. It's clear that this car has been well cared for over the years, and the seller even mentions that it runs like new and has yet to be fully broken in. The exterior of this Fleetwood is finished in a beautiful blue paint that's sure to catch your eye. The seller does mention a couple of small, non-noticeable tints, but overall, the cosmetic condition of this car is excellent. And with brand new white wall tires and a matching spare in the trunk, this Fleetwood is ready to hit the road in style. Inside, the Fleetwood is just as impressive. The seller notes that the air conditioner and heater work perfectly, which is a real plus for a classic car. And with all original features still intact, this Fleetwood is a true time capsule from the 1970s. Of course, the real star of the show is under the hood. The Fleetwood Brougham was known for its smooth, powerful ride, and this example is no exception. The seller doesn't provide many details about the engine, but given the low mileage and excellent overall condition of the car, it's safe to assume that it's in good working order. Now, let's talk about the price. The seller is asking $15,000 for this Fleetwood, which may seem steep at first glance. However, when you consider the excellent condition, low mileage, and original features of this car, it's actually a pretty fair price. Cadillac Fleetwoods from this era are highly sought after by collectors, and finding one in such great shape is becoming increasingly rare. Of course, as with any used car purchase, it's always a good idea to have a mechanic check it out before you buy. But based on the seller's description and the photos provided, this Fleetwood Brougham looks like it's the real deal. So if you're in the market for a classic luxury car that's sure to impress, this Fleetwood is definitely worth a closer look. With its beautiful blue exterior, plush interior, and smooth ride, it's the kind of car that dreams are made of. And with only 60,118 original miles on the clock, it's got plenty of life left in it too. In conclusion, this Fleetwood Brougham is a rare find in today's classic car market. It's in excellent condition, both inside and out, and has been well maintained over the years. If you're looking for a vintage luxury car that's sure to turn heads and provide plenty of driving enjoyment, this Fleetwood is definitely worth considering. Don't hesitate to reach out to the seller and schedule a test drive. This beauty won't be on the market for long. 6. We're taking a closer look at a 1966 Ford Mustang that's up for sale on Craigslist. And let me tell you, this one is a real head-turner. First off, let's talk about the heart of this beast, the engine. While it's not the original 289 that came with the car, it was rebuilt in 2014, so you know it's got plenty of life left in it. And with dual exhaust, this Mustang sounds as good as it looks. Speaking of looks, this Mustang has a straight body overall, with just a few dings and scuffs in the paint. It's nothing that can't be fixed with a little elbow grease and some TLC, but it's worth noting if you're looking for a show car. The vinyl top is also showing some signs of age, with some cracking and leaking that's causing some damage to the interior. But hey, that's just an excuse to keep this beauty in the garage and out of the elements, right? Under the hood, this Mustang is running strong. The seller notes that it always starts up and runs well, which is a testament to the care and maintenance it's received over the years. And with 140,000 miles on the odometer, which has rolled over by the way, you know this car has seen some action. Now let's talk about the driving experience. The automatic transmission makes this Mustang a breeze to drive, whether you're cruising down the highway or hitting the back roads. And with that rebuilt 289 under the hood, you've got plenty of power on tap when you need it. Of course, a car like this is more than just a means of transportation, it's a piece of history. The first-generation Mustang is an icon of American muscle, and owning one is like having a little piece of that legacy in your garage. And with a clean title and a price tag of just $12,000, this Mustang is a bargain for any enthusiast looking to get into the classic car game. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A car this old is bound to have some issues, right? Well, sure, it's not perfect, but that's part of the charm of owning a classic car. It's a labor of love, and every little imperfection just adds to the story of the car. Plus, with a little bit of work and some elbow grease, you could have this Mustang looking and running like new in no time. So if you're in the market for a classic Mustang that's got plenty of life left in it, this 1966 model is definitely worth a closer look. With its rebuilt engine, straight body, and iconic styling, it's the kind of car that dreams are made of. And at just $12,000, it's a bargain too. In conclusion, this Mustang is a real gem of a find. It's got a strong running engine, a straight body, and plenty of potential for the right owner. Sure, it's got a few imperfections, but that's all part of the charm of owning a classic car. So if you're ready to take on a new project and make this Mustang your own, don't hesitate to reach out to the seller and schedule a test drive. Who knows, you might just fall in love with this iconic pony car and make it a part of your own legacy. 7. We've got a unique vehicle that's sure to catch your eye, a 1969 Ford Ranchero that's up for sale on Craigslist. This classic pickup car hybrid is a real head-turner, and it's got plenty of potential for the right owner. First off, let's talk about the condition of this Ranchero. The seller rates it as fair, which means it's not in perfect shape, but it's not a complete basket case either. It's got a custom paint job in a bold maroon color that's sure to stand out from the crowd. And with just 52,270 miles on the odometer, this Ranchero has plenty of life left in it. Under the hood, you'll find a 351 Windsor engine, which is a classic Ford power plant known for its reliability and performance. Paired with an automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive, this Ranchero is a blast to drive on the open road. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A car this old is bound to have some issues, right? Well, the seller doesn't mention any specific problems in the ad, but it's always a good idea to have a mechanic check out any used vehicle before you buy it. And with a vehicle that's over 50 years old, there's bound to be some wear and tear that comes with the territory. But here's the thing. A car like this isn't just about practicality or reliability. It's about style, personality, and a connection to the past. The Ford Ranchero was a unique vehicle in its day, combining the utility of a pickup truck with the comfort and style of a car. And with this particular example, you've got a chance to own a piece of that history. Of course, owning a classic car like this is a labor of love. It's not just about turning the key and driving off into the sunset. It's about tinkering, tweaking, and making the car your own. And with a vehicle like this Ranchero, there's plenty of room for customization and personalization, so what's the bottom line? Well, the seller is asking $12,000 for this Ranchero, which is a fair price for a vehicle of this caliber. And if you've got a 12 to 14 enclosed cargo trailer lying around, the seller is even willing to consider it as a partial trade. But more than just the price, this Ranchero represents an opportunity. It's a chance to own a unique piece of automotive history, to put your own stamp on a classic vehicle, and to turn heads wherever you go. And with a little bit of elbow grease and some TLC, you could have this Ranchero looking and running like new in no time. So if you're in the market for a classic car that's got plenty of personality and potential, this Ranchero is definitely worth a closer look. With its bold maroon paint job, classic 351 Windsor engine, and unique pickup car styling, it's the kind of vehicle that dreams are made of. And who knows, with a little bit of work and some creative thinking, you could turn this Ranchero into the ultimate custom ride. 8. Have I got a treat for you today? We're taking a closer look at a gorgeous 1966 Chrysler New Yorker that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty has been lovingly restored inside and out, and it's ready to hit the road in style. First off, let's talk about the condition of this New Yorker. According to the seller, it's in excellent shape, and based on the photos, I have to agree. The bright yellow paint job is absolutely stunning, and it really makes this classic sedan stand out from the crowd. It's clear that a lot of time and effort has gone into making this car look its best. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful V8 engine that's been fitted with a rebuilt carburetor. The seller notes that the engine and transmission run very well, which is a testament to the care and attention that's been put into this car. And with rear-wheel drive and a smooth automatic transmission, this New Yorker is an absolute joy to drive. Inside, the car has been completely remodeled, with new upholstery, carpeting, and all the bells and whistles you'd expect from a classic luxury car. The attention to detail is impressive, and it's clear that no expense has been spared in making this New Yorker look and feel like new. Now, let's talk about the mileage. The odometer shows just 51,820 miles, which is incredibly low for a car that's over 50 years old. Of course, it's possible that the odometer has rolled over at some point, but even so, this New Yorker has clearly been well maintained throughout its life. So, what's the catch? Well, there isn't one, really. The seller is asking just $6,500 for this beautiful classic car, which is an absolute bargain when you consider the amount of work that's gone into it. And with a clean title and a location that's easy to get to. The seller's shop is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Saturday. There's no reason not to go check it out in person. Of course, as with any used car purchase, it's always a good idea to have a mechanic take a look at it before you buy. But based on the seller's description and the photos provided, this Chrysler looks like it's in fantastic shape. So if you're in the market for a classic luxury car that's sure to turn heads and provide plenty of driving enjoyment, this New Yorker is definitely worth a closer look. With its stunning yellow paint job, powerful V8 engine, and beautifully remodeled interior, it's the kind of car that dreams are made of, and at just $6,500, it's a bargain too. In conclusion, this New Yorker is a rare find in today's classic car market. It's in excellent condition both inside and out, and has been lovingly restored to its former glory. If you're looking for a vintage luxury car that's sure to impress, this New Yorker is definitely worth considering. Don't hesitate to reach out to the seller and schedule a test drive. This beauty won't be on the market for long. And 9, we've got a real treat for you. A stunning 1977 Ford Thunderbird that's up for sale on Craigslist. This beauty is in excellent condition both inside and out, and it's ready to hit the road with a new owner behind the wheel. First off, let's talk about the exterior of this T-Bird. The seller notes that it's been stored indoors, which is a huge plus for any classic car. That means no worries about rust, weather damage, or any of the other issues that can plague vehicles that have been left outside. The red paint job is absolutely gorgeous, and it really makes this car stand out from the crowd. Under the hood, you'll find a 302 V8 engine that's ready to rumble. The seller mentions that the car runs and drives, which is always a good sign. And with brand new tires, you can be sure that this T-Bird will have plenty of grip on the road. Inside, the car is just as impressive as it is on the outside. The seller describes the interior as being in great condition, which is a testament to how well this car has been cared for over the years. Whether you're cruising down the highway or just taking a leisurely drive around town, you'll be doing it in style and comfort in this T-Bird. Now, let's talk about the mileage. The odometer shows just 86,600 original miles, which is relatively low for a car that's over 40 years old. That means that this T-Bird has plenty of life left in it, and with proper care and maintenance, it could easily be on the road for many more years to come. Of course, as with any classic car, it's important to do your due diligence before making a purchase. The seller doesn't mention any specific issues with the car, but it's always a good idea to have a mechanic take a look at it before you buy. That way, you can be sure that you're getting a car that's in good working order and that won't need any major repairs right off the bat. So what's the bottom line? Well, the seller is asking just $4,500 for this beautiful Thunderbird, which is an absolute steal when you consider the condition that it's in. And with the car being located outside of Priest River, Idaho, it's in a relatively rural area where classic cars like this are often more appreciated and well cared for. If you're in the market for a classic American car that's sure to turn heads and provide plenty of driving enjoyment, this T-Bird is definitely worth a closer look. With its stunning red paint job, powerful V8 engine, and well-maintained interior, it's the kind of car that dreams are made of. And at just $4,500, it's a bargain too. So if you're ready to make this Ford your own, don't hesitate to reach out to the seller and schedule a time to see it in person. Who knows? You might just fall in love with this classic beauty and make it a part of your own collection. And with summer just around the corner, there's no better time to get behind the wheel of a classic American car like this and hit the open road. 10, we've got a real treat for you. A 1969 Mercury Cougar convertible that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true barn find straight out of Texas, and it's got plenty of potential for the right buyer. First off, let's talk about the basics. This Cougar is powered by a 351W engine and an FMX automatic transmission, which is a great combination for cruising around town or hitting the open road. It's finished in a classic white-on-white color scheme that looks absolutely stunning, especially with the top down. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A barn find usually means a car that's in rough shape, right? Well, yes and no. The seller does note that this Cougar needs a new top, carpet, and passenger window glass, which are all relatively minor issues in the grand scheme of things. But here's the thing. This car is a very dry Texas find, which means it's been spared from the rust and corrosion that can often plague classic cars from other parts of the country. Under the hood, the seller reports that this Cougar is a strong runner, which is always a good sign. It's also got some great features like air conditioning, power disc brakes, and a power top, which are all nice touches that make this car a real pleasure to drive. Now let's talk about the mileage. The odometer shows 88,800 miles, but the seller notes that it's broken, so the actual mileage is unknown. That's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind if you're looking for a low mileage classic. So what's the bottom line? Well, the seller is asking $13,000 for this Mercury, which is a fair price for a car with this much potential. Sure, it needs a little bit of work to get it back to its former glory, but that's all part of the fun of owning a classic car. And with summer just around the corner, there's no better time to snap up a cool convertible like this one. Of course, as with any classic car purchase, it's important to do your due diligence before pulling the trigger. Make sure to get the car inspected by a qualified mechanic, and be prepared to put in some time and effort to get it looking and running its best. But if you're up for the challenge, this Cougar could be a real gem of a find. So if you're in the market for a classic American convertible that's sure to turn heads and provide plenty of driving enjoyment, this Cougar is definitely worth a closer look. With its strong running engine, great features, and dry Texas history, it's the kind of car that dreams are made of. And who knows, with a little bit of elbow grease and some TLC, you could have this beauty back on the road and turning heads in no time. 11. Get ready to be blown away by this incredible 1969 Mercury Cougar convertible that just surfaced on Craigslist. With an asking price of $13,000, this vintage beauty is a rare find that's sure to get your heart racing. First off, let's talk about the history of this Cougar. The seller mentions that it's a very dry Texas barn find, which is music to any classic car lover's ears. Cars from dry climates like Texas tend to have less rust and corrosion, which is a huge plus when it comes to the longevity and value of a classic ride. And with a clean Texas title, you can rest assured that this Cougar is ready to be enjoyed without any legal hassles. Now, let's dive into the juicy details. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 351W engine, which is paired with an FMX automatic transmission. This combination is known for its smooth operation and reliable performance, making it the perfect choice for cruising down the road in style. The seller mentions that this Cougar is a strong runner, which is exactly what you want to hear when you're considering a classic car. There's nothing quite like the feeling of firing up a vintage engine and hearing it roar to life. And this Cougar is ready to provide you with that experience. But that's not all. This Cougar also comes equipped with some great features that make it stand out from the crowd. It has air conditioning to keep you cool on those hot summer days, as well as power disc brakes for reliable stopping power. And let's not forget about the power top, which allows you to go from closed to open-air motoring in just seconds. Now, it's important to note that the seller does mention a few areas that need attention. The top, carpet, and passenger window glass are all in need of replacement. However, these are relatively minor issues that can be easily addressed, and they don't detract from the overall value and appeal of this classic Cougar. The odometer is also broken, which means that the actual mileage of the car is unknown. However, given the dry Texas history and the overall condition of the car, it's clear that this Cougar has been well cared for throughout its life. Aesthetically, this Cougar is a real head-turner. The white exterior paint looks clean and sharp, perfectly complemented by the white interior. It's the kind of classic car that's sure to garner attention and admiration wherever you go. In summary, this Cougar convertible is an incredible opportunity for any classic car lover. With its dry Texas history, clean title, strong running 351W engine, and desirable features like air conditioning and power disc brakes, it's a car that's sure to provide endless enjoyment and satisfaction. While it does need a few minor repairs, these are easily outweighed by the overall value and appeal of this vintage beauty. If you're ready to make this Cougar yours, don't hesitate. At $13,000, it's a deal that won't last long. Imagine yourself cruising down the road on a perfect summer day, the wind in your hair, and the purr of that powerful engine in your ears. It's a feeling that simply can't be beat. So what are you waiting for? Contact the seller today and get ready to experience the thrill of owning a true piece of American automotive history. Trust me, you won't regret it. 12. We're taking a closer look at a 1967 MGB GT that's up for sale on Craigslist, and let me tell you, this thing is a real beauty. First off, let's talk about the history of this car. It's an original California car that was brought to Minnesota in 2018, which means it's likely been spared from the rust and corrosion that can often plague classic cars from other parts of the country. The previous owner clearly had a passion for this MGB GT because they spared no expense in making it fast and reliable. Under the hood, this MGB GT has been seriously upgraded. It's got a fast road cam, JE pistons, and a rebuilt distributor from Advanced Distributors. The SU carbs have also been rebuilt, which means this thing should run like a top. And with a Datsun 280ZX 5-speed transmission, you'll have plenty of gears to choose from when you're out on the road. But the upgrades don't stop there. This MGB GT has also been fitted with a stainless steel sports exhaust, which should give it a nice, throaty sound. It's also got 14 inches mini light wheels, which look absolutely killer on this little British sports car. Inside, the car has been completely redone with new carpet seats and a Leccara 14 inches steering wheel. It's clear that the previous owner had an eye for detail and wanted to make this MGB GT as comfortable and stylish as possible. Now, I know what you might be thinking. With all these upgrades, this car must be in rough shape, right? Well, think again. The seller describes the condition of this MGB GT as good, which is a testament to how well it's been cared for over the years. And with just 49,728 miles on the odometer, this thing has plenty of life left in it. Of course, as with any classic car, there are bound to be a few imperfections here and there. The seller notes that the original black hood and 4-speed transmission come with the car, which suggests that they may have been replaced at some point. But honestly, that's just part of the charm of owning a classic car. It's a piece of history that tells a story. So, what's the bottom line? Well, the seller is asking $12,750 for this MGB, which is a fair price for a car with this much potential. And with a clean title in the seller's name, you can be sure that you're getting a car with a clear history and no hidden surprises. Of course, as with any used car purchase, it's always a good idea to get a professional inspection before you buy. But based on the seller's description and the photos provided, this MGB GT looks like it's in great shape and ready for its next adventure. So if you're in the market for a classic British sports car that's been upgraded for speed and reliability, this GT is definitely worth a closer look. With its killer looks, impressive performance upgrades, and clean California history, it's the kind of car that dreams are made of. And who knows, it might just be the start of a lifelong love affair with classic cars. 13. We've got a real treat for you. A 1976 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am that's up for sale on Craigslist. This classic muscle car is a true icon of the 1970s, and it's ready for a new owner who appreciates its history and potential. First off, let's talk about what makes this Trans Am so special. Under the hood, you'll find a small block Chevy 350 engine that runs great and provides plenty of power for cruising around town or hitting the open road. And if you're a purist, don't worry. The original Pontiac 400 engine is also included with the sale, although it will need to be rebuilt. One of the coolest features of this Trans Am is the original 4-speed manual transmission. There's nothing quite like rowing through the gears of a classic muscle car, and this Trans Am delivers that experience in spades. The seller notes that the transmission shifts smoothly, which is always a good sign. Inside, the car has been treated to an all-new interior kit, including fresh door and window rubbers from Steel Rubber. These are high-quality, made-in-the-USA parts, not the cheap knockoffs that can deteriorate quickly. The front windshield has also been replaced, which is a nice touch. Now, let's talk about the body. The original color of this Trans Am was Firethorn Red, and that color is still visible under the primer. That means this car hasn't been subjected to a million different paint jobs over the years, which is a good thing. The seller does note some hairline cracks around the flares, grille, bumper, and rear spoiler, which were molded in at some point. But overall, the body is described as super straight and rust-free, which is a big plus for any classic car. Of course, as with any used car, there are bound to be a few imperfections here and there. The seller describes this Trans Am as a solid driver as is, which suggests that it may not be a show car. But honestly, that's part of the appeal of a classic muscle car. It's meant to be driven and enjoyed, not just admired from afar. So what's the bottom line? Well, the seller is asking $15,000 for this Pontiac, which is a fair price for a car with this much history and potential. And with a clean title and an odometer that shows just over 100,000 miles, which is rolled over so the actual mileage is unknown, you can be sure that this car has plenty of life left in it. Of course, as with any classic car purchase, it's always a good idea to have a professional mechanic check it out before you buy. But based on the seller's description and the photos provided, this Trans Am looks like it's in good shape overall and ready for its next adventure. So if you're in the market for a classic muscle car that's dripping with 1970s style and attitude, this Firebird Trans Am is definitely worth a closer look. With its powerful engine, original 4-speed manual transmission, and solid body, it's the kind of car that dreams are made of. And who knows, it might just be the start of a lifelong love affair with classic American muscle. 14. We're taking a closer look at a stunning 1979 Lincoln Continental Mark V that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is in excellent condition and is sure to turn heads wherever it goes. First off, let's talk about what makes this Mark V so special. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 400 V8 engine that runs great and provides plenty of smooth, effortless power. This is the kind of engine that Lincoln was known for back in the day, and it's a real treat to experience it firsthand. Inside, the car is just as impressive as it is on the outside. The velour interior is plush and comfortable, and it's in great shape considering the car's age. And with all the options you could want, including working air conditioning, this Mark V is a real pleasure to drive. But the real kicker here is the price. The seller is asking just $4,000 for this beauty, which is an absolute steal when you consider the condition it's in. And if you're worried about insurance costs, don't be. This Mark V is currently on collector plates, which means you can insure it for just $235 per year. Now I know what you might be thinking. A car this old must have sky-high mileage, right? Well, think again. The odometer shows just 80,000 miles, which is relatively low for a car that's over 40 years old. That means this Mark V has been well cared for over the years and still has plenty of life left in it. Of course, as with any used car purchase, it's always a good idea to have a mechanic check it out before you buy. But based on the seller's description and the photos provided, this Mark V looks like it's in fantastic shape. So, what's the catch? Well, there isn't one really. The seller is willing to accept cash or trade for a quad, which is a pretty unique offer. But if you're in the market for a classic luxury coupe that's sure to impress, this Mark V is definitely worth considering. The gray paint looks sleek and sophisticated, and the car's lines are just as striking today as they were back in 1979. And with a clean title and delivery available, buying this Mark V couldn't be easier. So if you're ready to experience the ultimate in classic American luxury, don't hesitate to reach out to the seller and schedule a time to see this 1979 Lincoln Continental Mark V in person. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. This is the kind of car that dreams are made of, and it's waiting for you to make it yours. 15. We've got a real treat for you. A 1983 Buick Riviera convertible that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is priced at $13,500, and let me tell you, it's worth every penny. First off, just look at that stunning fire mist red exterior, perfectly complemented by the white convertible top and burgundy interior. It's a color combo that screams class and sophistication. And speaking of the interior, the seller mentions that the seats and overall condition are in perfect shape with no tears or cuts. That's impressive for a car that's been around for nearly 4 decades. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. This Riviera is packing a 5.0L307 V8 engine, which means you'll have plenty of power at your disposal for those weekend cruises. The seller also notes that the car runs well, and with only 56,600 plus original miles on the odometer, you can bet it's still got a lot of life left in it. The seller has taken great care of this vehicle, as evidenced by the fact that it's been garage stored and even comes with the original build sheet from the plant, detailing all the options. That's a rare find and adds to the car's overall value and authenticity. It's worth mentioning that the convertible top was replaced about 7 years ago, so you won't have to worry about any leaks or damage there. Plus, with newer tires and a new 12V battery, this Riviera is ready to hit the road as soon as you are. The seller states that the car is in very good condition considering its age, and there's no mention of any rust issues, which is always a plus for a classic car. The clean title status also indicates that this Riviera has a clear history and is ready for a new owner to enjoy. All in all, this Riviera is a fantastic find for any car enthusiast looking for a classic ride with style, power, and a well-maintained history. If you're in the market for a head-turning convertible that's sure to make you the envy of every car show, this is the one for you. Don't miss out on this opportunity to own a piece of American automotive history. 16. We've got a real treat for you. A stunning 1981 Cadillac Eldorado that's currently available on Craigslist. This classic beauty is priced at $12,500. And let me tell you, it's an absolute steal for what you're getting. First and foremost, we need to talk about the powerhouse under the hood. This Eldorado is equipped with a robust 6.0-liter engine, and the seller makes it a point to emphasize that it's not the problematic HT4100. This means you'll have a reliable and potent powertrain that's ready to take on the open road with ease. The seller also mentions that the car runs great, which is a testament to its well-maintained condition. Now let's dive into the mileage. This Eldorado is a true low-mileage gem with only 29,900 miles on the odometer. To put that into perspective, that's an average of less than 750 miles per year since it rolled off the production line. It's clear that this vehicle has been cherished and cared for by its previous owners, and it shows in its impressive condition. Speaking of condition, this Eldorado is an absolute stunner. The seller proudly states that it's completely rust-free, which is a rarity for a classic car of this age. Rust can be a real nightmare for older vehicles, often leading to costly repairs and diminished value. However, this Eldorado has been spared from the ravages of corrosion, making it a truly special find. The interior of this Eldorado is just as impressive as its exterior. The seller describes it as very clean and original, with cloth upholstery that's in excellent shape. You won't find any rips, tears, or unsightly stains here. Just a well-preserved interior that's ready to transport you back to the glorious 1980s. Now let's talk about the exterior. The seller mentions that the paint shows very well, which is a great sign. A good paint job can make all the difference in a classic car's appearance, and this Eldorado seems to have been blessed with a high-quality finish. However, the seller does note that the trunk lid and fillers could benefit from a new coat of paint. This is a minor issue that can easily be addressed, and it doesn't detract from the overall beauty of the car. It's worth mentioning that the seller is firm on their asking price of $12,500. They make it clear that they're not interested in entertaining lowball offers, as they know the true value of their Eldorado. While they are willing to sell the car, they're not desperate to do so, which speaks to their confidence in the vehicle's worth. In conclusion, this Eldorado is an incredible opportunity for any classic car enthusiast or collector. With its low mileage, rust-free condition, clean interior, and powerful 6.0-liter engine, it's a car that's sure to impress and delight its new owner. The minor cosmetic issues with the trunk lid and fillers are easily overshadowed by the overall quality and beauty of this classic ride. If you're in the market for a stylish, well-maintained, and historically significant vehicle, this Eldorado is definitely worth considering. Don't let this chance slip away. Make this classic Cadillac yours today. 17. Get ready to be blown away by this incredible 1970 Lincoln Mark III that just hit Craigslist. With an asking price of just $8,950, this vintage beauty is an absolute steal. First things first, let's talk about the heart of this beast. Under the hood, you'll find the original 460 engine block, a powerhouse that's ready to roar to life. The seller mentions that the car runs and is road-ready, so you can hop in and hit the streets as soon as you make it yours. Now let's dive into the recent improvements that make this Mark III even more irresistible. The The seller has gone the extra mile to ensure that this classic ride is in top-notch condition. They've installed a new Edelbrock carburetor and an automatic choke, ensuring that the engine runs smoothly and efficiently. The steering column has been restored to its original glory, giving you that authentic vintage driving experience. Safety is always a top priority, and the seller has made sure to address that as well. The rear brakes have been replaced, and the front brakes have been adjusted and are in sound condition. You can feel confident knowing that you'll have reliable stopping power when you need it most. The seller has also invested in newer tires, ensuring that you'll have a smooth and safe ride. No more worrying about bald spots or uneven wear. This Mark III is ready to cruise in style. But wait, there's more. The blower motor for the heating and cooling system has been replaced, so you can stay comfortable no matter the weather. And if you're a fan of power windows, who isn't? You'll be thrilled to know that they've been rewired with new switches, ensuring that they function flawlessly. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the odometer. The seller mentions that it is rolled over, which means that the actual mileage is unknown. However, given the recent improvements and the overall condition of the car, it's clear that this Mark III has been well cared for throughout its life. The exterior of this Lincoln is finished in a classic white paint color, giving it a timeless and elegant look. It's the kind of car that will turn heads wherever you go, whether you're cruising down the highway or pulling up to a car show. In summary, this Lincoln is an incredible opportunity for anyone who loves classic cars. With its original 460 engine block, recent improvements, and road-ready condition, it's a car that's sure to provide endless enjoyment and satisfaction. The unknown mileage may give some buyers pause, but the overall condition and upgrades make it clear that this car has been cherished and maintained with love. If you're ready to make this vintage beauty yours, don't hesitate. At just $8,950, it won't last long on the market. Imagine yourself behind the wheel, cruising down the road in this iconic piece of American automotive history. It's a feeling that simply can't be beat. So what are you waiting for? Make this Mark III yours today and start living your classic car dreams. 18. Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1982 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme two-door that just popped up on Craigslist. With an asking price of only $7,950, this beauty is an absolute steal. First off, let's talk about what's under the hood. This Cutlass is powered by a 307 Olds V8 engine, paired with a smooth-shifting automatic transmission. The seller mentions that the car has approximately 111,000 miles on the odometer, but get this, the engine only has around 70,000 miles on it. That means you've got a lot of life left in this power plant and plenty of miles to enjoy cruising down the road. Now let's dive into the features that make this Cutlass truly special. Inside, you'll find a Pioneer stereo with CD capability, perfect for jamming out to your favorite tunes while you're out on the road. The car also boasts tilt steering, air conditioning, and a rear defrost, ensuring that you'll be comfortable no matter the weather. But wait, there's more! The seller is including not one, but two sets of rims with this Cutlass. The car currently sits on a set of aftermarket 15 inches mag rims that give it a sleek, modern look. However, if you're a purist at heart, you'll be thrilled to know that the original set of 14 inches factory rally rims with caps and rings are also included in the sale. The tires have been removed from these rims, but they're ready for you to mount your choice of rubber and hit the road in classic style. The seller has also included a car cover to keep your Cutlass looking sharp when it's not in use, as well as a spare tire, jack, and the owner's manual. These little extras just go to show how much care and attention has been given to this classic ride. Now, let's talk about the work that's been done to keep this Cutlass in top-notch condition. According to the seller, the previous owner, who had the car for 20 years, invested in a significant amount of maintenance and upgrades around 10,000 miles ago. This includes new brake pads, shoes, rotors, and drums, ensuring that you'll have reliable stopping power when you need it most. The transmission fluid and filter have also been replaced, keeping the drivetrain running smoothly, but that's not all. The previous owner also installed a new AC pump and evaporator so you can stay cool and comfortable on those hot summer days. The front stabilizer link kit and shocks have been replaced, as well as the water pump and hoses, ensuring that this Cutlass is ready for many more miles of trouble-free driving. And if you're worried about rust, don't be. The doors and rear bumper have been replaced with rust-free California parts, giving this car a solid, clean appearance. The seller notes that this Cutlass starts, runs, and drives very nicely, making it a great survivor and driver. It's the perfect car for someone who appreciates classic style and wants a reliable, well-maintained vehicle to enjoy on the weekends or as a daily driver. In summary, this Cutlass Supreme is an incredible find for any classic car enthusiast. With its low mileage, well-maintained mechanicals, and included extras, it's a car that's sure to turn heads and provide endless enjoyment for its new owner. At just $7,950, it's an opportunity that's simply too good to pass up. So what are you waiting for? Don't let this amazing Cutlass slip through your fingers. Contact the seller today and make this classic beauty yours. Trust me, you won't regret it. 19. Get ready to fall in love with this stunning 1976 Cadillac Eldorado convertible that just hit the market on Craigslist. With an asking price of $11,000, this beauty is a rare find that's sure to make your heart skip a beat. First off, let's talk about the history of this incredible Eldorado. According to the seller, this car has had only one original owner, which is a testament to the love and care it has received throughout its life. But here's the real kicker. The seller has the full original service records for this classic Caddy. That means you'll have a complete history of every oil change, tune-up, and repair that's been done on this car. Talk about peace of mind. Now let's dive into the juicy details. The seller mentions that this Eldorado drives well, which is exactly what you want to hear when you're considering a classic car. There's nothing quite like the feeling of cruising down the road in a vintage convertible, and this Cadillac is ready to provide you with that experience. But wait, there's more! The seller also notes that everything on this Eldorado works. That's right, every button, switch, and feature is in proper working order. From the power windows to the air conditioning, you'll be able to enjoy all the creature comforts that make driving a classic car so much fun. Now let's talk about the cosmetic condition of this Eldorado. The seller states that it's in good condition both inside and out, and the pictures certainly back that up. The white exterior paint looks clean and shiny, while the interior appears to be well maintained and free of any major wear or tear. It's clear that this car has been cherished and cared for throughout its life. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful engine that's ready to provide you with all the performance you need. The seller doesn't specify the exact engine size, but given that it's a 1976 Eldorado, you can expect a smooth and potent ride. The car comes with a clean title, which is always a good sign. You won't have to worry about any hidden surprises or legal issues when you make this classic beauty yours. In summary, this Cadillac is an incredible opportunity for any classic car lover. With its one-owner history, full service records, well-maintained condition, and $11,000 price tag, it's a car that's sure to provide you with endless enjoyment and satisfaction. Imagine yourself cruising down the road on a sunny day, the wind in your hair, and the roar of that powerful engine in your ears. It's a feeling that simply can't be beat. If you're ready to make this vintage Cadillac yours, don't hesitate. Cars like this don't come along every day. Contact the seller, arrange a viewing, and get ready to fall in love with this incredible piece of automotive history. Trust me, you won't regret it. So what are you waiting for? Make this Eldorado yours today and start living your classic car dreams. 20. Get ready to be blown away by this incredible 1964 Dodge Dart 270 convertible that just hit the market on Craigslist. With an asking price of $10,000, this vintage beauty is a rare find that's sure to make your heart race. First off, let's talk about the stunning appearance of this Dart. The seller describes it as being finished in a beautiful blue exterior color, perfectly complemented by a matching blue interior and a sleek black convertible top. The combination is absolutely breathtaking and is sure to turn heads wherever you go. Imagine cruising down the road on a sunny day with the top down, the wind in your hair, and the admiring glances of passers-by. It's a feeling that simply can't be beat. Now let's dive into the mechanical details of this classic Mopar. Under the hood, you'll find the reliable and efficient 225 slant-6 engine, known for its durability and smooth operation. Paired with a 3-speed column shift manual transmission, this Dart offers a truly authentic driving experience that will transport you back to the golden age of American motoring. But that's not all. The seller has made sure that this Dart is ready to hit the road with confidence. They've recently replaced the fuel tank, pump, and carburetor, ensuring that the engine runs smoothly and efficiently. The front brake soft lines have also been replaced, giving you peace of mind when it comes to stopping power. And with new front tires and torsion bars, this Dart will handle like a dream on the open road. The seller has also added some great features to enhance your driving experience. The power top makes it a breeze to go from closed to open-air motoring in just seconds, while the top boot keeps the convertible top looking neat and tidy when it's down. The gauge package, which includes oil pressure, coolant temperature, and battery voltage, allows you to keep a close eye on the car's vital signs while you're out on the road. Now, it's important to note that the odometer has rolled over, meaning that the actual mileage of the car is unknown. However, given the recent upgrades and the overall condition of the car, it's clear that this Dart has been well cared for throughout its life. The seller also mentions that the car comes with a trailer hitch receiver, which is a great addition for those who want to take their classic car on adventures. Whether you're heading to a car show or embarking on a weekend getaway, this Dart is ready to be your trusty companion. In summary, this Dart 270 convertible is an absolute gem that's sure to capture the heart of any classic car lover. With its stunning blue exterior, matching interior, and black convertible top, it's a true head-turner. The recent mechanical upgrades, including the new fuel system, brakes, and tires, ensure that this Dart is ready to provide you with miles of trouble-free driving enjoyment. And with the added bonus of a power top, gauge package, and trailer hitch receiver, this car is equipped to be your go-to choice for all your classic car adventures. If you're ready to make this vintage beauty yours, don't hesitate. At $10,000, it's an opportunity that won't last long. Contact the seller today and get ready to experience the thrill of driving a true piece of American automotive history. Trust me, you won't regret it.